Hi students, today we are going to discuss about the structure of roots. In the last class we have discussed about structure of stem and their function. So do you remember that? What is the function of stem? Stem is helpful for transporting water and minerals to all parts of the plant body. Okay, and stem acts as a two-way traffic. Already you know that. And again we have discussed about the photosynthesis. The last part which we have discussed, that is photosynthesis. What is meant by photosynthesis? What is the term word meaning photo? Photo means light. Synthesis means preparing something. Okay, photosynthesis means preparation of something. And here what is that something? That is nothing but that is carbohydrate. Okay, the preparation of food by using water, carbon dioxide, and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, green plants are able to synthesize their food. And that process is known as photosynthesis, that we have already discussed. And today, now we are going to see about different types of roots in plants. So you know what is the function of root? In order to understand that, there are certain activities. Okay, in that activity we will, the first activity, that is activity 6 in page number 57, it is given activity 6. In that we have to collect 2 plants from the open ground. We have to dig out 2 plants from the open ground, and while we are digging out the plants from the soil, we must take care that the roots should not be damaged. So that is the important point you have to see. While we are plucking out the plants from the soil, the roots should not be damaged. Then afterwards, you have to plant these plants in 2 pots. Okay, and you have to select 2 pots. One of the pot you have to give a name as pot A, and the other pot you have to label as pot B. Okay, so what we have done now, we have to select 2 plants along with the roots without damaging it. Then one of the plants roots we have to cut. Okay, one of the plant we have to cut, root system we have to cut. The other plants we should not cut the root system. Then the plant with root you have to plant in a pot A, and the plants without root you have to plant it in another pot, that is in pot B. Okay, one of the pot we have planted the plant with root, whereas in the other pot we have planted the plant without root. Then what you have to do? Then as usual, when we are giving water for the other plants, the same way we need to pour water for these plants also. So we have to pour water for both the plants. Okay, the plant with the root and plant without root also we need to provide sufficient amount of water. We have to water it regularly for 1 week. Then after pouring water for 1 week, you just observe both the plants. Can you find any differences? So are they healthy? Are both the plants are healthy? No. So you can observe that one of the pot where we have planted the plant without roots, it will get dry and they will die gradually. Whereas in the other pot we have planted the plant with the root, they keep growing in a healthy manner. So here what did you understand? Without roots, plants are not able to survive. So what is the reason? The plants are absorbing water and nutrients from the soil with the help of their root system. Okay, if the root system is not there, no plant can survive. If they are not able to absorb water and minerals from the soil, they will not be able to grow more. Okay, they will not be healthy. Then what happened? That's the result. When we are doing this experiment, we found that one of the plant without root, even if we provided enough amount of water to the plant, that plant died, because in order to absorb the water, the plants need a root system. So we cut the root system and kept it in a pot. So what happened? The plant without roots, that got damaged, that died. Whereas the plant with the roots, they were able to survive. They keeps continuously growing. Okay. So from this activity, what did you understand? One of the function of the root system you understood. What is that? Plants are absorbing water and minerals with the help of their root system. So that is one of the function of the root system. Okay. Again, another activity. You have to take some seeds of gram and maize. You have to collect some seeds of gram and maize and take 2 bowls, and in this bowl you must place some amount of cotton. By sprinkling some water, we have to make the cotton wet. Okay. The activity 7, what you need to do is, you have to take 2 bowls, then keep some amount of wet cotton in 2 bowls, then add some seeds on that particular cotton. Okay, that wet cotton we have to add, place some seeds, some soaked seeds you have to place it. Then after 1 or 2 days, you can observe the seeds starts sprouting. Okay, what are the seeds you have kept here? In one of the bowl, you have placed gram seed, and another one, gram means what? You know, green gram, Bengal gram, different types of gram varieties are there. And in another chapter, we have done that activity. Okay, we have soaked the seed of green gram, and the sprouts came outside, and it is very nutritious snacks we can use in the early morning. Okay, and it is highly nutritious, and it contains sufficient amount of protein also. That experiment we have done in the previous class, previous experiments we have done that also. So take some such 2 seeds, that means 2 or 3 seeds you have to select and place it over the wet cotton. One of the bowl you have to place some gram seeds, and on the other bowl you have to place some maize seeds. After a few days, you can observe the roots starts coming outside. Once if the sprouting process or if the germination process happen, you can observe it will grow and develop into a sapling. Okay, in both the pots, both the bowls, you can find the seeds got germinated and they have converted into a sapling. Then along with that, the roots also will develop, and they will develop the shoot system also. Once if they grow into a sapling, you try to separate that plant from the cotton. Okay, can you separate it easily? First we have placed the seed. While placing the seed, it is easy for us to remove the seed from the cotton. But now that seed germinated and it undergoes certain development and it converted into a sapling. It already attained the roots, leaves, okay, they have a tender stem also they got. Then after that, you try to separate it from the cotton. Is it possible to separate it from the cotton? It is little bit difficult. We will not be able to remove it so easily. It can be removed, but once if you pull out, it may not come outside. What happened? Here, the root system will hold the plant firmly in that cotton. Okay, now we have placed it in the cotton, but when we are growing the plants, originally we are keeping the seeds in the soil only. So when we are placing the seeds in the soil, it will germinate and the roots will grow and develop. Then if we try to pull out from the soil, it is not so easy to take it out. The reason is the root system help the plants to hold it in the soil. Okay, the root system help to fix the plant in the soil, or we can also use another word, anchor. Okay, a root system anchor the plant strongly and firmly inside the soil. That's why it is difficult to pick out. Okay, from this activity you will be able to understand one more function of a root system. Root system help the plant to anchor it in the soil. It helps the plant to fix the stem or the total plant in the soil so that it will not be uprooted. Okay, but even sometimes when heavy storm occurs, during all this time you can find very huge trees, very bigger trees are uprooted. That is because of the force of that wind. Okay. Otherwise, in the normal case, the trees, they will be fixed so tightly to the soil with the help of a root. So what are the functions of the roots? First function is it helps to absorb water and minerals from the soil. And the next function is it helps to fix the plant strongly inside the soil. So these are the functions of the root. Okay children, now let us see the nature of the root. Okay, you can observe this is a plant, and this plant actually it is grass. Okay, it is grass, and this grass, maize also belongs to grass family only. Okay, maize also belongs to grass family. So you can find, how can you identify a plant belongs to this grass family? Okay, related to that we will study after some time. Now you just see, we are going to see the root system of this plant. You can observe these plants, all the roots, there are number of roots are coming outside. Okay, all these roots are of the same shape and size. Okay, all these roots you can observe, all the root system, this plants roots you can observe, all are looking very similar size. There is no difference between different roots, but you can observe in some other plants like dicot plants, you can observe their root system will have a main root is there. Okay, a main root is there, and from the main root there will be some branches are also there, and these branches are known as lateral root. Such a system is known as taproot system, we will say. Okay, such a system is known as taproot system. In some plants like mango, guava plant and all, you can observe the roots, they will have a main root is there, and that from the main root there are so many lateral roots are also originated, some branches are also originated. Okay, and here you can observe in this grass, you can observe all the roots are similar in size. Okay, they are almost similar in size. There is no main root and there is no lateral root. All the roots are similar, and such roots are known as fibrous roots. We can say fibrous roots. Can you give an example for a plant in which fibrous roots are available? Paddy plant is an example. You know paddy plant, and this grass, it's an example. It's also an example for having fibrous roots. Okay, grass consists of fibrous roots. Paddy plants, they have fibrous roots. Coconut plants, you know, coconut plant, such a big tree only, even it has fibrous roots. You know, arecanut is there. Arecanut means what? It's that Adakamaram. Have you heard about it? Okay, that is arecanut. In arecanut also you can observe they have very fibrous root system is there. And bamboo tree is there, bamboo plant, and there are so many ornamental palms are there in your home, it will be available, and such ornamental palms, grass, maize. So here we have taken for our experiment, we have taken maize. So in maize we are able to see fibrous roots. Okay, maize plants, all the roots will be alike. Whereas gram seed, when you observe gram seed, you can observe they will have a main root and lateral roots also will be available. Okay, so some of the plants are having taproot system, whereas some other plants like maize, they have fibrous root system. Okay, taproot system and fibrous root system. Based on the nature of the root system, we can categorize the roots into two types. They are taproot and fibrous root system. Taproot system and fibrous root system. And this taproot system consists of a main root is there. In the center there will be a main root. So it is known as taproot means that is a main root. And from the main root there are so many lateral branches are arising, and those lateral branches are known as lateral roots. So in taproot system, two types of roots are there in that, a main root and a lateral root. Whereas in fibrous root system, that differentiation you can't see. All the roots are alike. All the roots are just like fibers. So it is known as fibrous root system. So example for plants which are having fibrous root system. Do you remember what are they? One is maize is an example. Paddy plant, it's an example for plant which is having fibrous root system. Then wheat plant is there, wheat, palm, coconut tree, all these are having the root system which is of fibrous type, fibrous root system. Okay. Okay children, now we have discussed about different types of root system. What are they? One is taproot system and the next one is fibrous root system. And if you see the leaves of these two plants, okay, if you see the leaves of these two groups of plants, we can find some similarities. Okay, so you just go out from the home and collect some of the plants which are having this taproot system, and keep all those plants which are having taproot system in one group and label it as group A. Okay, what do you have to do? The plants which are having taproot system, collect. There are so many plants are there in our surrounding which are having taproot system. Okay, what is taproot system? A main root. From the main root, lateral roots are there. If you pluck out the soil, if you pluck out the plants from the soil, you can identify them very easily. So such plants are called, such a root system of plants are called taproot system. So you pluck so many plants from the soil, then observe the root system thoroughly. After observing, you can observe some of the plants, all the plants which you have collected, all are having taproot system, that you have to keep aside. Again, just now I showed you about fibrous root system, and the plants which are having fibrous root system, like I told you, bamboo is an example, paddy is an example, grass is an example, maize is an example. All such variety of plants which are having fibrous root system, keep separately and make another group, that is group B. Okay, so all the plants are having root system, taproot system, they are categorized under group A, and other plants which are having fibrous root system are kept under group B. Then the next work is, you need to observe the leaves. Okay, you need to observe their leaves, and you will observe one thing. The plants which are having the taproot system, they all will have a type of leaf in which the venation is of reticulated type of venation. Now you may wonder, what is venation? That already we have covered in the previous portion. What is by venation? Venation means it is the process of, or it is a design made by the veins on the leaf. Okay, the design made by the veins on the leaf. Okay, you can observe, if you observe the backside of this plant, you can observe the veins are there. Okay, very prominent structures are there. This line like structures, actually these are known as the veins. Okay, and in this plant you can observe the veins are in the form of a network like pattern. Okay, if the veins are arranged in the form of a network like pattern, such a leaf is known as reticulate. Such a venation is known as reticulate venation. And if any leaf, if any plant is having a leaf with reticulate venation, if you observe their root, you can observe they will have taproot system. Okay, the plants which have taproot system in their leaves, you will find reticulate type of venation. What is by reticulate venation? The veins are arranged just like a network like pattern. And if that network like pattern, if is available, that leaf is having, or that leaf bearing plant is having taproot system. And such a plant, we will call it as dicot plant, you will say. What is that called? Dicot plant. Okay. And if you observe one more condition, if you observe, that is not there in the textbook, there is one more peculiarity of this group of plants. If you observe their seed, you can observe they will have two cotyledons. Okay. Cotyledon means, you know, when you open the seed, you can find there is a stored food is there, that is known as a endosperm, we will say. So that two structures are there, just like cashew nut. Or if you just slowly press cashew nut, you can get two pieces, you can get ground nuts. When you press, you can get two pieces, okay, in the seed. And if any seed is having such two cotyledons, that plant is known as dicot plant. Okay. So here in dicot plant, you can observe there are some similarities. Dicot plants, all dicot plants root system will be of taproot system. And all dicot plants seeds will have two cotyledons. How many cotyledons? 2 cotyledons. And again, their leaves, what is the specialty of the dicot plant? On their leaf, you will find reticulate type of venation. What type of venation? A reticulate type of venation. What is reticulate venation? The veins are arranged just like a network-like pattern. Okay, just like a network-like pattern, the veins are arranged. So, dicot plants all will have all these features. Their seeds will have 2 cotyledons and their leaves will have reticulate venation and they will have taproot system. Now let us see another leaf here. The picture of another leaf is here. I showed you grass. Earlier I have showed you grass, and this grass family, their veins are arranged just like a parallel lines. You can observe here. Okay, all these are just like parallel lines are available, and it will be given in your lecture note also. You can find it very easily. I am just showing it. So here you can find there is no major vein. All the veins are major only. Okay, all the veins, they are arranged in a parallel manner. Okay, you can observe it. It is arranged just like a parallel manner. It is actually veins. They are pipelines which carries water and minerals to other part of the plant body. Okay, to the leaves and all other parts. They are known as veins. And these veins carries water to all part of all the cells of this plant. Here I told you this is a grass. This is a grass, and this grass you can find the roots are fibrous root system. The same you can observe, and here you see the leaf of this grass also. All the veins are of similar in size. Okay, they are similar and arranged in a parallel manner. Whereas in reticulate venation, all the veins are arranged just like a network-like pattern. And here it is arranged in a parallel manner. Here you can observe it is very clearly. You will be able to see here. All the veins are arranged in a parallel manner. Is it okay? So, the arrangement of veins on the leaf is known as venation. Okay, the arrangement of leaves on the arrangement of veins on the leaf is known as venation. Venation is of 2 types. They are reticulate venation and parallel venation. The plants like wheat, maize, bamboo, coconut tree, etc., you can observe they are having parallel venation. Whereas in plants like mango tree, jackfruit tree, and there are so many tomatoes, so many plants are there. In all these you can find, and their leaves, the veins are arranged in a network-like pattern. So they have reticulate venation in them. Okay children, now let us see the most important part of a plant, that is flower. Okay, so it is very attractive, at the same time it is very important also. So what is the need of flower for a plant? Actually, inside the flower only the most important part of a plant is located, that is the reproductive structures. Reproductive structures are present inside the flower. So before going to deep, so let us see what are the different part of the flower. If you see from outside, so it's an example for hibiscus flower. Okay, it is hibiscus plant and its flower. And if you observe, if you pluck out this flower, you can observe it consists of mainly 4 parts are there. Okay, the most important parts, that is 2 parts only. So it is known as essential part of a flower, we will say, that is male and female reproductive structures. Whereas the other 2 parts are there, it is not that much important. So they are known as non-essential part of the flower. Okay, essential parts and non-essential part of a flower. What are the essential parts? The male and female reproductive structures are called essential part of the flower, whereas non-essential parts are calyx and corolla, or corolla also known as petal and calyx also known as sepals. So in your textbook it is given only sepal and petal. So you study that terms, petal and sepals. Okay, so we will start from the outer part. You can observe here this outside of this flower, you can observe there is a greeny portion is there, a green cup-like structure is there. You can also collect, you can pluck out if you are not able to see it is more clearly. In your home also you can observe this hibiscus flower is there, and on the outside of the hibiscus flower you can observe there will be a green cup-like portion will be there, and this green cup-like structure is known as sepal. What is that? Sepal. Again, after sepal you can find there will be colorful structures are there, and these colorful structures are known as petals. What are they? Petals. So the green part is known as the sepal, and next portion, that is the colorful part, that is known as petals. And you can observe sometimes the petals will be free, like in hibiscus you can find these petals are free, okay, free petals are there. Whereas in another flower I will show you. So this plant, it is known as petunia. This plant, flower name is petunia flower. In this petunia flower you can find all these petals are united. Here you can observe calyx is there on the surrounding, the outermost part, that is calyx or sepals. After that you can find petals are there, and here these petals are united like a tube, okay. All these petals are joined together like a tube. So some of the flowers you will find the petals are just like a tube, and in some other flowers you can observe the petals are free, okay. So all these petals are independently, you will be able to see it, okay. Some petals are free, whereas in some plants like the datura and all you can observe these flowers petals are joined together like a tube. And here you can observe here dahlia is there, dahlia. In this dahlia also, see outermost part you can observe there is a green colored leaf like structure is there, and this green colored leaf like structure what you observe in this, it is known as a sepals. Very clearly it is available here, okay. It is called a sepal, and this is known as a stalk. Stalk is a structure which connects the flower with the stem, okay. It is known as stalk. And here you can observe all these petals are free, okay, independent only, they all are free. You can take it out one by one, okay. All these are the petals, they are free. Have you seen this? And you can observe after the petals, first round is sepal, and the next round attractive colored portion, that is known as petals. The petals may be united or free. Some flowers it will be separate like dahlia and hibiscus, whereas in petunia, datura, etc., you can find the petals are joined together. So what is the function of these petals? What is the function of the petal? The petals are responsible for attracting the insects for pollination. The function of the petal is attracting the insects for pollination, okay. Then you can observe, have you seen marigold plant? In marigold plant you can find the flowers are, when you see it is only single flower, but it is made up of number of smaller flowers are there, okay. Very fine small flowers combined together, a marigold flower, and that is, we can say, is a bunch of flowers, a cluster of flower is there, plus cluster of small flowers combined together, and they are forming a single flower here now, okay. Sometimes you will observe the flowers are in group, and sometimes you will observe flowers will be alone. A single flowers are also there, okay. Single flowers and flowers are in group also available. Then now let us see the other parts. The outermost part I told you, that is calyx, and the next portion colorful part, that is known as petals, and the next round you can observe these are known as the anther, okay. Anther. So this anther is the male reproductive structure. Can you observe here? Can you see this? These are the anther or male reproductive structures. Then after that you will find the female reproductive structure is also here, okay. This is a female reproductive structure. When you remove this outer covering, that means calyx, sepal, etc., you can observe they will have the inner layer, outermost layer sepal, the next layer is petal, and the third layer is anther, okay. Third layer is actually stamen only, and the stamen consists of two parts, they are anther and filament, okay. That we'll study in detail. And the next layer, that is known as the female reproductive structure, it is known as pistil, okay. So now the part which you can see, it is known as pistil. Have you seen this? Are you able to see? So this part is known as pistil. It is known as the female reproductive structure, okay. What are the four different parts of a flower? Outermost layer, that is sepal, it is green in color, and the next layer, that is colorful one. Here in this rose flower, it is very clear. Have you seen now? Some leaf-like structures are here outside. These are the sepals. And this is the flower bud. Okay, when the flower is in bud stage, the sepal will cover it. Sepal will protect the inner part of the flower. That is a function of sepal. Okay, when the flower is in bud stage, it is protected by sepals, because all the important parts are inside the flower. The male and female reproductive structure is inside the flower, so it should be protected. Then once if the flower blooms, it opens, what happen? All these parts will be exposed. Then you will have a colorful petal will be there. In some plants like a mango plant, maize plant and all, you can observe the flowers will not have that much attractive color. But in some other flowers like dahlia, petunia, rose, etc., you can find the flower is having very attractive color, and it is helpful for attracting the insects for the process of pollination. So why some of the flowers are having very attractive color? This attractive color helps the insects to come to this particular flower, and it will automatically do the process of pollination. So it helps for that purpose. Then now we will study about the third layer, that is male reproductive structure. Male reproductive structure is known as stamen. Okay, male reproductive structure is known as stamen, and stamen consists of two parts. Stamen consists of two parts. They are anther and filament. In the textbook it is given there, the diagram is given there. Anther is there on the top, and it is held by means of a small stalk-like structure, that is called filament. So in this picture I have, in this you can see this. All these structures are known as stamens. Okay, anther will be on the top, and these are the filaments. Then when you see the female reproductive structure, you can observe there are fine structures are there on the top, and those fine structures you can observe in this hibiscus plant. You can observe the top of it, you will be able to see there are fine structures are there, and these fine structures are known as stigma, we will say. Okay, a pistil, female reproductive structure is known as pistil, and pistil consists of three parts. Okay, the uppermost part is known as stigma. Then you can observe here there is a, suppose if you remove all these petals, you can observe it very clearly. Okay, I am going to remove these petals. Now down you can observe there is a cup-like structure, that is green structure, that is calyx. Okay, let us remove that also. Now calyx also I have removed. Okay, now calyx also I have removed. Now you can see here, this is the female reproductive structure of hibiscus flower. And these flowers are also two types. Some of the flowers, they will have only one sex organ. That means the male reproductive structure or female reproductive structures. Some flowers will have either male reproductive structure or female reproductive structure. And if only one reproductive part is present in a flower, it is known as unisexual flower, we can say. Okay, unisexual flower. Unisexual flower example, papaya is an example for unisexual flower only. Unisexual flower, both the any one of the reproductive part will be present. Whereas in hibiscus, just now I showed you, in hibiscus flower, the reproductive part, both the male and reproductive parts are present. So hibiscus is a bisexual flower only. Okay, if both stamen and pistil is present together, then it is known as bisexual flower. So hibiscus, now I am showing you, that is hibiscus flowers. Okay, hibiscus flowers, female reproductive structure, that is pistil. And if you see on the top, you can find there will be a small dot-like structures. Can you see it? And it is called a stigma. And again followed by there is a tubular portion is there, and this tubular portion is known as style. What is that? Style. It is a tubular and cylindrical. At the bottom region, at the lowermost part, you can find there will be a bulbous portion. There is a enlarged portion is there. It is known as ovary. Okay, so pistil consists of three parts. They are stigma, style, and ovary. What are they? Stigma, style, and ovary. And if we cut this ovary, If you cut this ovary with the help of a blade, inside the ovary you can find very minute bead-like structures are available. Okay, and those minute bead-like structures are called ovules. What are they? Ovules. Where are ovules present? Ovules are present. No need. Sir. Ovules are present inside the ovary. Okay. Ovules are present inside the ovary. Did you see this structure? It is pistil. Pistil consists of how many parts? 3 parts. What are they? The outermost part, uppermost part is known as the stigma, and the tubular portion is known as style, and the swollen portion at the base is known as ovary. Okay, and if you cut the ovary, you can observe within the ovary you will be able to find small bead-like structures, and the small bead-like structures are known as ovules. Okay, and these ovules only after fertilization will be converted into seed. Okay, now I will show you there is an ovary. Actually, this is a guava fruit's flower only. Okay, actually it was a flower, and that floral, after fertilization all the floral parts drop off and only ovary remains there. Okay, that ovary enlarged and grows into a guava fruit. Okay, ovary enlarged after the fertilization in guava flower, all the floral parts, that means calyx, sepals, petals, androecium, stamen. Androecium means another name of stamen only. Okay, androecium, gynoecium. Gynoecium means pistils, another name. Androecium, gynoecium or stamen, pistil, etc. all drop off. Then only ovary remains there. In almost all the fruit plants like that only. After fertilization, all the other floral parts will drop off. Only ovary remains there, and that ovary grows and enlarges into the fruit. So this guava fruit you can observe, actually this is ovary only. Ovary grows and enlarges into fruit. And if you cut open this ovary, you can observe inside the ovary there will be minute minute structures will be there, bead-like structures. Beads means what? You know, beads of, in order to make garland and all, we are making beads we are using, or chain. And such a small bead-like structures are present inside the ovary, and they are actually ovules. Okay, ovules. And these ovules, as the ovary grows into a fruit, the ovules, that means it is undergoes fertilization. After fertilization, what is by fertilization? The fusion of male gametes and female gametes is known as fertilization. So after the fertilization process, what happens? The seeds, the ovules present inside the ovary develop into seed, and that ovary develops into fruit. Okay, so it is actually an ovary of the flower that grows and develop into fruit.